thank you very much for joining me today. I'm going to ask each of you to introduce yourselves. Tell me a little bit about yourself, how old you are.
So my name's Erin and I'm 28 and I was homeschooled right up from like 3 or 4 up until throughout all of high school to around age 17 when I started doing some tertiary studies at that point, but we're still involved in homeschooling stuff for a while. So yeah, all the way through.
Sorry, so you're 28. You've been at Apple for 4 years, even though that's not where you set out to be, which means that by the time you were 24, you'd done some university subjects while you were still at high school age, a TAFE course, and then a TAFE diploma, and then something through Sydney Film School. Was that a diploma as well?
Yes. Yeah, that would have been a year diploma as well. I think it was a diploma of screen and media. So kind of similar.
And then a degree.
Yes. Yeah, I went to UNSW and I did an arts degree with a double major in creative writing and film theory.
So that's pretty impressive, really.
Yeah.
To have, I think I counted 6 qualifications just then. It might have been 5.
Something like that, yeah.
By the time you're 24. Were any of them hard to get into?
Not really. I think at the time, I don't think that there was too much that I sort of had to do for those kind of entry-level qualifications initially, because everything that I did definitely built upon the other. I think there were really like age qualifications for Open University and TAFE at the time. And then, yeah, really after that, it was kind of like just using the previous qualification to get to the next thing. So by the time I got to university, I think I started my degree right around, I think I was just a couple of months shy of actually being a mature age student because I was about to turn 21. But I actually did my degree, a 3-year degree in 2.5 years because I had those credits back from when I was 16. So I actually got to skip a semester of my degree. So that's a hot tip. Get in early and then then you get a shortcut later.
How did you end up there? What qualifications did you do?
Begun doing TAFE and Open Uni, which was a little bit more, academic, I guess, at the time. But through the TAFE aspect as well, I did some kind of studio lighting and photography. So that was a lot more kind of hands-on. But with Open Uni, I did film history and film analysis and kind of sunk my teeth a little bit more into that. And building a slight kind of portfolio for myself, I applied for a Sydney diploma and an advanced diploma at Sydney Film School. The first year was just kind of a broad overview of kind of film and, more filmmaking, I guess. And you would kind of dabble in a lot of the different departments, so, camera, sound, production design. But then the second year was I did a full year specializing in cinematography. So everything kind of camera related was the second year. And at the end of that course, I kind of got the distinction nod, I guess, in my class as the cinematography, student of our class. And from there, I was actually able to luckily get an attachment on a TV show. The application process to enter, I didn't actually need to have completed the HSC. Like I never did the HSC. I only kind of completed that year 10 level. And but because of the kind of creative outlets that I had gone down, it was quite easy for me to get into somewhere like that.
To get into the conservatorium, you need to have year 12 English, I think, at minimum English, but all of year 12 was best. Plus you had to do an audition, but when I went through, they mainly accepted people on their audition and the interview as part of the audition. I did an SAT exam instead of the HSC or an ATAR or something like, or an OP. And that, at the time, that was enough to get my English levels to the required stage, I think.
Okay.
To prove that you could do this.
Yeah, to prove I could do it, yeah. Griffith didn't accept ACE at the time, but they accepted an SAT. So I did all of ACE, got the Year 12 certificate, and then did an SAT on top of that to get into con.
I'm working. I've finished my uni courses and I teach music privately in a couple of different schools. And I also work as a performing arts administrator. I run the performing arts program at Toowoomba Anglican School.
So how did you end up there? What qualifications did you do?
So I got into uni by doing a certificate of music through our local regional conservatorium. And from there, that got me into uni. I could have applied for anything, but I did a Bachelor of Music. I did a double major in cello and composition and graduated with distinction. And then figured out what I wanted to do and moved up to Toowoomba and got into teaching privately up here. While I was up here, I started also doing a graduate certificate of education, specialising in special ed.
Okay, and what about you, Wesley?
I'm 24 and I was homeschooled for about 8 years. I also have an advanced diploma in music industry, which started out as I began it through TAFE North Coast TAFE, which transitioned into TAFE New South Wales by the end of it. I did that over a couple of years, going through a Cert 4 to the diploma, then to the advanced diploma.
I was 17 when I went and did the certificate 4 through TAFE, and I considered that when I left school, so around 17. And then I did a unit when I was 18, I believe, of academic learning skills as a kind of bridger to university work. So
who was that through?
That was through Open Universities Australia, and that was a course, a unit run by Murdoch. So a lot of that focused on reports and essay writing, and I just wanted to build my confidence in those areas. Then it was a diploma of music performance when I was 20, I believe, and at the same time also a diploma of arts. So that had a unit on public speaking, a unit on Italian, some music units, and some academic writing units as well. I just wanted to build my strength in those areas.
Okay, so that was through, where was that through?
Was through UNE, so University of New England, and that was a distance, so online.
Okay. So you've done a certificate 4 at TAFE, a university preparation kind of course through Open Uni, and then sounds like a whole lot of stuff through UNE.
So the university one through the unit through Murdoch, I could use as advanced standing with my diploma through UNE, so that also contributed there. And then yes, a diploma through UNE and through TAFE.
Okay, and so 2 diplomas, one through UNE and one through TAFE?
Yes, probably not my at the time, but I did okay.
What did you like about homeschooling?
When I think back on it, the first things that come to mind is just kind of like the ability to explore anything that you wanted. I was always encouraged in any small way. Anything that I found interesting was always a go, which was very good. And also socially, I remember really enjoying just being able to interact with a whole lot of different people, different ages, having, really in-depth conversations with adults, and then kids that were younger or older than me, and just kind of being able to, get that sort of wide experience from like a lot of diverse people.
That's very nice.
Yes.
All right. I think it. Thank you very much again. I'm sure that your stories will inspire lots of young people out there and probably be a relief to lots of parents of little kids who are wondering whether or not their kids will get into uni or have lives or turn out to be normal at the other end.